Okay, good morning. Happy Sunday. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance, where I read a card to give you and myself some much needed bolstering as we move forward in life. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist, and I'm smirking a little bit because this card is so spot on for right now. I woke up at 3 a.m. with thoughts rolling through my head about how am I going to do this and how's that going to work and what do I do about this and blah, 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 blah. And I don't usually do that. Good morning, Cindy. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. But it's pivotal right now. There's lots going on, lots changing. I'm about to leave for a week's vacation, retreat, and I have just a gut feeling that a lot of up-leveling is going to happen at this retreat. So not surprising that a night of the how am I's popped up. But as I've said for decades, how is not our problem. Why? We need to pay attention to why. Why do we want this? Why is this important, etc., etc., and how will then take care of itself. So, and actually, I'm going to do a little riff there. The 5-day, I think it was 5-day, challenge that I did with Tony Robbins online, it was a freebie. The Tyranny of How, yes, that's where that came from. Cindy did the same challenge. Good morning, Carolyn. Welcome. Glad you're here. Good morning to everyone else who is here and hasn't popped up. Good morning, Diane. I'm looking forward to coffee this morning. He talked about it in regards to 3 things, and I'm going to test my memory because our homework actually for today was to see how much of the 5 days of information we actually could, thanks to me, well, I enjoyed sharing it with you, how much of that information we can generate from memory as opposed to reading it on the page again. Yes, we can go over our notes and that kind of stuff, but what we can pull from memory, we're going to hang on to and be able to apply much easier. So there were 3 parts: state, story, and it's another S, strategy. Ha ha ha, yay me. So the gist is, good morning, Renee. In reverse order of importance, we all get caught in the how, the strategy. How am I going to do this? How am I going to make this happen? Especially if it's a big goal, like my goal of creating an intentional community. It's a big goal. The how is what dogs me. He says that's the least important of the 3. The story you're telling yourself is hugely important. I can definitely do this. I can do anything. A woman who can do this can do that, blah, blah. If I'm telling myself I can't, I can't. If I tell myself I can, I can. But most important, he says, is state, your state of being. If you're kind of low energy, you're going to have a hard time getting it done. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you're here. So every time he felt our energy flagging a little bit on this call, and there were 1.6 million people or 1.4 million people on these calls, which really taxed Zoom, let me tell you. But he had people on YouTube and on Zoom and on Facebook and all over the place. But anyway, when he felt our energy beginning to flag, he'd ramp us back up again, because he said what we can accomplish in that high energy state is far more than what we can accomplish when we're slogging along. So think about that. When you want to get something done, take 2 minutes to do some jumping jacks. Takes 2 minutes to dance to your favorite song. Get yourself fired up a bit before you go and tackle something. All right? So just a little aside there. But our card for today, and I loved this. I smiled. First of all, I smiled when I saw the deck because I love her stuff. It's Soul Coaching by Denise Lynn. We've been seeing a lot of this lately. What your soul wants you to know. And we certainly want to know what our soul wants us to know, right? But I love the color. It's my favorite color. Green. Emerging. Emerging. So it's a woman coming up out of a plant into the sunlight. And it says, I am emerging into the light with joy and ease. Don't you love that they put ease on there? Because how many of us falsely believe and then create for ourselves that everything we try to do, everything we want to change, every accomplishment has to be difficult. Good morning, Joe. Welcome, welcome. So we are emerging into the light with joy and ease. So a couple of nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just breathing yourself present right here, right now. Breathing yourself open to receiving this message. Open to believing this message. So hold on to your butts. Here it is. Emerging. Card meaning, just as a new sprout pushes through the soil into the light, you are emerging. Ideas and things that have been incubating within you for a long time are now moving toward manifestation. Thank you, Spirit, for that. Sometimes you just need to hear it, right? Your soul wants you to know this is an exciting time for you, truly a period of new beginnings. Things for which you've been patiently waiting for a long time are about to manifest. A new seedling is most vulnerable, however, just as it emerges through the earth. It needs to be nourished and protected until it's strong enough to weather harsh climates. So you must take care to nurture your dreams and yourself in this tender time. So it's kind of that hardening off process that we do with plants, right? We slowly expose them to the elements until they're very capable and competent of dealing with the elements. Take care to nurture your dreams and yourself in this tender time. Rest, eat well, drink plenty of water, and take healing baths. Get ready, a new and joyous path awaits you. And so I kind of unwittingly did this morning. Rather than, good morning, Judy, and I saw a little bit of a comment from Carolyn. It was about feeling stuck for so long. And yes, when we begin to feel unstuck, it can be either a very scary feeling, like an unsupported sort of scary feeling, or a creaky feeling, kind of like we need some WD-40 to get us moving here. So hang with that. Hang with that. Just be present and observing how that is. But this morning, I did not set the alarm. I was ready to just wake up when I woke up. And when I woke up, it was actually 5:50, which is almost an hour later, because I had been up at 3 stewing about the house. I know better than that, right? So I was having self-talk. I was doing my breathing. It's okay. Let it go. You don't need to know how. You just need to know why. I'm going to do some journaling on that this morning, etc. So, but I decided, rather than trying to rush to get ready and rush to take the dog out in order to be on time for all of you, I was going to talk to you first, and then I will take the dog out. He's going to be a little miffed, though, because I can hear Grandpa about to have breakfast before he goes to church, and he likes to have breakfast with Grandpa, which is why he's 5 pounds heavier than what he was when we got here. But he may have to ditch breakfast today and go out in the freezing cold. He won't be out there long, I can tell already. So, but emerging. This is what we're doing right now. We're emerging. Can you feel it? I'm getting a sense Carolyn can feel it because of the comment she just made. Been stuck for so long. Yes, many of us have been stuck in certain ways for so long. One of the things I want you to change about your story, though, is you haven't been stuck in every area of your life. It may feel like it's every area, but there were things that were moving forward. If you look back, I'm going to pick a number, 10 years. Good morning, Susan. Where are you now? Where are the areas that you actually have advanced? Well, yeah, I'm not working for the same place that I worked for 10 years ago, or I'm retired now, or, yeah, I did leave that marriage that was miserable, or I am going to exercise class now when I hadn't for many years, or there will be things that you have moved forward on. Pay attention to those. Yes, there's the area where you feel stuck. But if you keep paying attention to the stuckness, you're going to create more stuckness. All right? We want to create emerging, moving forward, things changing, growth, etc. Pay attention to that, nurture that, water that, put that in the sunlight, and that's what's going to grow. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. And when you observe your mind descending into the old message, I'm stuck, shift it. Shift your gears. So maybe that's when you then have a little dance party for yourself. Move around, make noise. I'd like to hear you make noise. Gwen says being retired has really helped. Also being able to go to exercise class every morning. Yes, yes, yes. We can change our patterns. I always talk to people about when they want to make a change to something, a significant change. Let's say someone decides they want to reach their ideal weight. I don't like saying lose weight, because what do we do when we lose something? We go looking for it and 10 of its friends. So reach their ideal weight, the weight that's going to feel good to their knees, the weight that's going to feel good to their breathing, etc. Reach their ideal weight. I talk about making a change at a time. Don't revamp your whole freaking life trying to you can't sustain that. That's why, for the most part, diets don't work. Diets at 5 years have a 2% success rate. That's miserable. Would you put your money on something that has that abysmal a success rate? No. What works better, you listening? What works better is make an incremental change that you can attach to what's already in your routine. Let me give you, for instance, with the I want to achieve my ideal weight thing, I love that one too. I am moving forward. The past is no longer going to hurt me. The past is the old story. We can let go of that. We can let go of that. Change and do things for the good of the soul. Yes. What I tell people who want to work on that physical wellness, add some water. Add some water. Let's add something to it, because most of us have worked on deprivation. I'm not going to eat this. I'm not going to eat that. Then you feel scarcity, and you may be able to white knuckle your way through it. Yes, moving forward is a lovely light feeling. It is. Try it on. It doesn't have to be effortful. It doesn't have to be hard. Good morning, Peggy. Glad you're here. And good morning to all those you want. I see we have 12 people here right now. So I want to make sure I say hi to everybody. Not all the names always roll. Who knows why Facebook does what they do. They're an anathema. Anywho, add something to your routine. And what I mean by that is, so let's say it's going to be, I'm going to up my water intake. I'm going to have a glass of water after I brush my teeth in the morning. I'm going to have a glass of water before every meal. I'm going to have a glass of water, when I come home from work. Link it up to things that you do every day that are consistent. It'll then become part of the routine. Get that being routine, then make another change. Then make another change. All right? So, and again, I love the idea of adding things in rather than taking things away, because the things that don't serve you tend to naturally fall away. You don't have to shove them out the door when you've been adding in the good stuff. Okay? All right. So, your mission for today is, I want you nurturing that emerging you, that you that is budding and just coming into the light. What will you do to take care of her or him today? Little things like I contacted Diane and said, hey, you want to go to coffee this morning? So we are going to coffee this morning. I love going to coffee. I'm feeling some stress about packing for leaving tomorrow. Good morning, Jennifer. Glad you're here. So a way to counter the stress is to go hang out with one of my besties and just have some conversation and just relax. Yes, the things that you're wanting to get rid of, you don't usually have to shove them away. They will drop off. They will drop off. For instance, let's say you then decide, I don't eat fruit. I don't eat vegetables. I'm going to add a little bit of those back in. With every meal, I'm going to have a fruit and a vegetable. And don't freak out about, oh my God, I can't eat all that. Look at the size of a serving of fruit. Sometimes a banana is 2 servings, you know? So don't fret that. It can be a handful of grapes, just a little bit of something. And you add that into each meal. By the time you get to the end of the meal, you say, well, those grapes were sweet enough. I really don't need the half a pan of brownies or whatever you do for your stress reduction. That's usually what it is for me, is stress reduction. Okay, I'm going to make the brownies and I'm going to eat the batter before I get to the brownies. So baby steps, and kind and loving with ourselves. This little plant that's growing, you wouldn't go out to your garden when the little radishes are just starting to come up and slap them and say, grow, damn it, would you? If you would, you aren't going to end up with too many radishes. But what you're going to do is you're going to pick the weeds around them, you're going to add some water, you're going to stir up the dirt so their little roots can move around. Do that with yourself. How are you going to move the dirt so that your little roots can grow? How are you going to put yourself in the sun? I'm not sure if today's supposed to be sunny or not, but if it is sunny, get your butt out in the sun just for a little bit, all right? So today we are emerging, all right? I'm going to enjoy coffee. It's going to be wonderful. Do things with friends, have some fun, all right? And I will tell you, it doesn't even have to be that activity has to happen. Merely planning the activity can bring joy to your life. So it could be 3 weeks from now, I'm going to meet my best friend for lunch. That's something then to look forward to, and that's something you enjoy, and it increases your connection to people, and you got all this social juju going on, all right? That's good for your soul. I'm emerging into the light with joy and with ease. That's what we're doing. All right? So spend some time today thinking about yourself as this tender little shoot that's coming up out of the ground and paying attention to what can I do today, right here, right now, that's going to be enjoyable, that's going to allow this to grow. All right. Have an awesome Sunday. I will see you again tomorrow. Diane, I will see you shortly. And remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are, including nurturing yourself into a new way of being. Bye-bye.